Well, heading into the Champions Trophy 2025 final, New Zealand have made it. They obviously beat South Africa overnight in the semi-final, and now's a pretty good chance to reflect on New Zealand's success on the international stage, particularly in ODI cricket. So there's been 13 ODI World Cups since 1975. New Zealand have made 9 out of 13 semi-finals. So you just think about that. New Zealand are in the top 4 sides in the world 9 out of 13 times at the ODI World Cups since 1975. Now, New Zealand is the 10th most wealthy cricket nation. So they are behind Bangladesh. They're worth about $9 million US. So in terms of their turnover. So we're not talking about a huge board. So the ability for them to be consistent across the board in all these World Cups is outstanding. So let's think. They started in 1975. They were one of the first sides to make the semi-finalists, so there was obviously a decent base of players. 99, they did the same thing. There was a bit of a gap. 92 was the first home World Cup. They shared the rights with Australia, went on to make the semi-finals in 92, and they just missed out to Pakistan, who went on to win that World Cup. And New Zealand, it was a World Cup that I remember vividly growing up as a youngster. Inzamam al-Haq basically destroyed us at the end and took us away after Martin Crowe got injured. We missed out 96 in the subcontinent. 99 in England, we made the semi-finals where we were soundly beaten again by Pakistan. Then we had a little bit of a lull, 2003. And then from 2007, New Zealand have made 5 World Cup semi-finals in a row. Okay, so 2007, 2011. I came in to coach New Zealand in 2012. And the big focus was about, hey, we've made 6 semi-finals. We haven't gone on to make a final or even win a World Cup. So that was a big focus. So obviously leading up to 2015, we won every game at the 2015 World Cup. We beat South Africa in the semi-final. We went to the final in Australia and they soundly beat us. But this moment in time here was critical in terms of, it was a bit of a monkey off the back. It was the first time New Zealand had made a final after making 6 previous semi-finals and not taking that extra step. Sure, we're disappointed we didn't go on and win. Once again, this was in front of our home crowd. Well, the semi-final was at Eden Park. The final was at the MCG, and as I said earlier, Australia were just too good for us on the day. That gave the team a whole heap of confidence. I stayed through to 2018, and in 2019, the team went almost one better. So they basically once again made the final. They weren't so great in pool play. They scraped into the semi-finals, won the semi-final, and in the end, they went as close as you possibly can to win a World Cup final. They lost on boundary count to England after a super over. So as close as they can. And then 2023 in India, once again, they made the semi-finalists. So look, you look at all the sides around the world, New Zealand are exactly the same as Australia. Australia have won multiple titles, but they've also only made 9 semi-finals. So you've basically given yourself a chance to win. India have been to 8 semi-finals, but it pretty much shows they've been to the last 4. So pretty much since the IPL started, and that started to increase the depth in Indian cricket, they've made the last 4 World Cup semi-finals. England made just the 6. So you think obviously they invented the game. They've got a huge amount of money behind them in terms of the nation they have. They've just made the 6 semi-finalists. Pakistan the same. South Africa have only played in 9 Cricket World Cups, ODI World Cups. They've made 5 semi-finals. We know they haven't gone on to play in a final yet, and they'll be devastated last night missing out to New Zealand and Pakistan. Sri Lanka have made 4, West Indies 4. So all I wanted to say leading into this Champions Trophy 2025, obviously they're going to play India in another final. Can New Zealand step up and actually get that monkey off the back and win the first, well, no, actually, in here, they won the 2000 Champions Trophy in Kenya, but they have another opportunity to just carry on this upward trend in performance to see if they can beat India at the 2025 Champions Trophy. So what do we take from this? New Zealand, as I said, is the 10th wealthiest cricket nation in the world, so they're not worth a huge amount of money. So clearly money doesn't bring you success in terms of consistency. It's not about size or population. New Zealand have 5 million people. You know, we can look at all these other nations we've referred to. They have significantly more. What it is about is having really consistent structures in place, having good people in place that understand the up and down nature of the game, allow during or in between these pinnacle events the chance for the coach and the selectors to actually spread the net a little bit wider, find the right players, so when they come to these pinnacle events, they're incredibly well prepared. There's no indecision. They've got players that very much understand their roles. They know where they fit, they know what the expectation is, and they go out and play for the team. And that, to me, is the difference between making 9 semi-finals. And I'm sure there'll be some of you that will talk about, well, you haven't won yet. We're well aware of that. But you've got to be in the game to win it. And the fact that a country the size of New Zealand is clearly doing a few things right to be able to make 9 out of 30 ODI World Cups.